Good morning, everybody.
It kind of looks like we're in bed well, we are in bed.
Right.
It's like
Except we're going to bed and not getting up from bed.
They don't need to know that.
Okay. All right. So today was our first day parked at her brother's house, and we did jack shit.
Well,
I mean, we worked all day.
We worked.
But we didn't leave the house. Well, we did. We went out to eat tonight, but we didn't we didn't get up and get dressed and we just.
Let's just say it was afternoon before I showered and got around. It was great.
It was a lazy day. I took a nap.
And he took a nap.
It was awesome. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So while we were in Sturgis, you guys know Radine and with Leisure Lake Family Campground. Well, she's a pretty new rider. This was her first big trip on her Indian Chief Bob, I think is what she has. Anyway, it was her first trip long distance. And then on top of that, people talk about Iron Mountain Road and Needles Highway, and it can be kind of intimidating and scary. So she did it. She kicked ass.
Yep.
And so Momma did an interview with her while we were in Sturgis, and we're going to play that interview for you guys so you can see kind of right after she did it, right?
That's what I wanted. I wanted raw, it was that day. I wanted raw feelings, what was going through her head and what she thought about it and how she did and advice that she would have for anybody else that is going to experience or thought about it, taking an experience like this.
So if you guys know a new rider or a new lady rider that may be a little bit intimidated, may be questioning themselves, this may be a great interview or video to share with them.
I hope it benefits some people.
Because this is a new rider and she literally just experienced everything that they're going to experience and she's just sharing it with you.
Yep.
But anywho, you'll not see me at the end of this video, so this is my wrap up. So once you're done with this video, hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell icon, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's AG Mama Badger from Badgers in the Biker Lifestyle and Sport Bikers, and I have with me Radine from the Leisure Lake Family Campground located in Sumner, Michigan with me.
Hello.
All right. So we're going to be talking about riding Iron Mountain Road and Needles here in Sturgis during the 2024 rally, and just talk about, as a new rider, what your experience was. But first, let's kind of give them a background of when did you get your license?
Okay, I got my license in 2022.
Okay.
When I bought my first bike. I bought the bike and then went and got the endorsement after I bought my bike. So I've really only been riding a motorcycle now for going on 4 years.
Yep.
I started off with a custom Sportster 1200, and
I was there for that.
Yeah, of course it was a Harley, and
just
that was a great learning bike for me.
Yeah.
But just last August I bought my my Indian. I have a Chief Bob, and I love it.
So you no longer have the Harley, but now you have the Chief Bob.
Yes.
Okay, so then we were trying to figure out how many miles you've put on since you've got your license. What would we come up with?
I would say maybe 7,000 miles.
8,000?
Yeah.
All right. And if you guys don't know me and my riding, I got my license in 2016, and I started out on a Honda Shadow 1100 because I'm almost 6 feet tall, so everybody's like 1100. But I'm a big person, so and a little bike wouldn't make sense for me. So I did it for a couple years, and then now I'm on a 2005 custom Fatboy, and I've put over 100,000 miles on it since we started traveling really hard and heavy in 2021, and that's just on the Harley. So okay, with that being said, now you guys kind of know our riding experience and what we've done. Let's talk about actually thinking about, okay, first you were gonna ride here, which I think was a great idea. That put some seat time for you to get on the bike and put some miles down, because it took you guys a couple days, right?
Yes.
From Michigan.
We took off on a Wednesday and we got here Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So
you got some seat time. Do you think that helped you kind of prepare for?
I do. I think to be able to be on that bike for that many hours, I usually have to take quite a few potty breaks. So it worked out pretty good for me because I've got a really nice, comfortable bike. I love my seat. When we got here, I was already pretty comfortable, and then we just changed the suspension a little bit, and wow, it's like totally better. And I was already really comfortable. So
yeah,
now
little
I
changes
love the
can make a
distance
difference.
riding.
Yeah. One other thing you did was change out the handlebars.
Yes, I got a 6-inch riser put on my bike.
So it's the same handlebars.
Yes.
Just change the risers so that you could pull it towards you.
Yes,
a little
it
bit
just
more.
brought it back towards me a little bit more. Got a little bit of a bend in my arm, and both hands were going numb before.
It's a
And
good
now
sign
it's
that it's not fitting you right.
Yes, and
It's
now
going
it doesn't happen anymore, and I feel like I have more control of my bike, and I already felt really comfortable with
Yeah,
my bike,
because
but
you did
now
that
it's
when
like
you
even
got
better.
here to the rally.
Yes.
So
After I rode all the way from Michigan, thinking I was doing great, but once I got here, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having to. I wouldn't mind being able to feel my fingers after a while.
right.
So
You noticed a huge difference. I know you did right after you did it.
absolutely.
Okay, so what was going through your mind? We'll first start out with like just the fact that we were coming to Sturgis. You were going to be on your own. What was going through your mind then? Like, what were you thinking? Oh my gosh, you hear everybody talking about these two amazing roads.
Yes.
And so were you nervous?
Well, you know what? At first, you hear the scary stories too. Always watch for other people, and make sure you really pay attention and don't go too fast around the curves, and just a lot of the things that you are already worried about. But to have it constantly be told, okay, got to do this, you got to do that. So at the point when basically I just kind of thought, okay, I'm going to get into the mindset that I think I can do this. I'm comfortable with my bike. Make sure I'm in the right gear. Don't go too fast. And then
Right.
I was really more excited than I was nervous.
Okay.
But
That's
I
good.
think the more I heard people talking about it, and the more you pull up the stories of people getting, hurt, and some of the wrecks and things, I started to kind of think, oh, geez,
really, how
but I
many
never
are
once
there
thought I
out
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, well, they were going too fast, or they're,
The circumstances
yeah,
that they were in.
yeah.
Yep.
So I was more excited to
Yeah.
try it.
Good,
Because
good.
I felt like in my mind, I can do this. I know I can do this.
Yeah.
Um,
I always talk about, and I've told her, I'm like, I think in our head we think it's just it's like a roller coaster, and somebody else needs to control it. You can't.
exactly. And it's kind of like you want to fight your fear in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going, like if you're scared of heights, you don't really want to go up and do it.
Yeah.
But yet when you do it, you're like, I knew I could do it.
Right.
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
kind
in
of
the
how I
moment.
felt at that
Yeah.
moment. I remember riding on the back with Ken and doing like the tail of the dragon and all these things, and then going really late at night, and here we were hauling our bikes with our Wagoneer. And we were going around these curves, and I'm in the back seat, basically holding on, going, wow, I can't imagine doing this on a bike. Now I'm at that point where it's like, I think I would love to do it on a bike, just not at night.
Yeah,
I don't know about
yeah,
the night thing,
no,
but
no.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you feel accomplished after you've done it? Does it feel like, how do you feel
Yes.
afterwards?
I feel like really proud of myself. So I'm like, this is awesome, to fight a little bit of that fear and excitement. When I was done, I'm like, yes, I wanted to do it again, because I thought, wow,
Same. Want to
Yeah.
do it again.
I want to do it again.
Like, let's go the other direction.
I know. At first I was thinking, when we were riding around Spearfish Can, going around the Spearfish. And
Which
I
is
loved
your,
that road.
Like, your sweeping curves.
Yes.
Like, and you don't
35
have
mile an
the
hour.
ups and the downs. You've just got more, it's flatter. And
Yeah. And I thought, wow, this is my favorite ride. Until I got to Iron Mountain
Iron
Road.
Mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. And Needle.
And we went
I
backwards.
loved that.
So, you kind of did, well, not really. You did a little bit of it going, what would have been north.
Yes.
And then you guys cut off. So today
We
we
went
got
into
to do,
Keystone.
today we got to go south on
Yes.
it. And so when you do the pigtails, what do they call them? The round and round.
Yes.
We were going the other direction. We were going
Yes.
up them rather than going down them. So that's different. It's a different experience, going which way you're going.
Yes.
But yeah,
I felt so accomplished I had to buy a pin.
yeah.
When I was done, I had to get to the point where it's like I wanted to take a picture. And now the years that we've done that, and I was a passenger, it was so different being the actual having my own bike and being a rider.
An experience, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a different feeling. I've enjoyed it for the since we've been coming, but now it's like I almost felt like maybe my husband could enjoy it more too.
Yeah.
In a way, because
I'd like to know if he was watching you in the rearview mirror. the
yeah,
entire
even though
time
he
as
says
was
his blood
going.
pressure was high and everything, he's like, oh my gosh. But he did make a comment that he's like, do you realize that you're smiling the whole time you're riding? Well, I'm just, it's a great feeling. That wind therapy is really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I, done the tail of the dragon, done the rattler, done the snake, done the back of the dragon, done the PCH, done $1 Million Highway, all the roads that I've personally done. And I can tell you that you doing those two big roads, I mean, you can do anything else.
Do you think I could do the others?
Absolutely.
Because that's what I feel like I want to
Absolutely.
try to attempt some of those other ones now.
Yep, it would be no different. It'd be no different at all. You would definitely be able to do them with ease. Yeah.
I hope so.
This big accomplishment, just
Yeah.
think you checked these off the list. Now it's time to put the other ones on the bucket list for you to do.
Well, I definitely take your advice because you have a lot of history, a lot of
Math.
experience, a lot of miles and all of that. And, going on rides with you over the last few years, I've loved everything, every place that you wanted to introduce us to and take us to. And, like being a part of the World Record Poker Run and the Route 66 ride, the Passport ride, all of those things just inspired me to want to do my own, get on my own bike.
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, a motorcycle's way different than, a dirt bike or anything else, but still on two wheels.
Yeah.
You still,
we didn't talk about that. I
balancing.
mean, you rode dirt bikes before. You've been riding since you were little, so it wasn't like you were a brand new rider. But that doesn't matter either because I didn't ride dirt bikes and do any of that before I got my license. So.
It's way different.
No, yeah,
It
it's
really
different.
is.
It is.
The only thing that it helps you if you're thinking about riding, I would say get on a smaller dirt bike because it does help you with the clutch and the throttle and being able to change the gears and balance and stay up on two tire on the two wheels and
Yep.
obviously you're going through dirt and going through like last week I went through my yard with my bike because I thought okay, but I didn't panic. I didn't get shifted down to first, and it kind of was at the point where it's like, okay, by the time I got there, I was likely going to spin or, so I just, found my escape route and I just rode it on out.
Thought you planned
And you thought I planned it. And I didn't at all, but I thought, okay, I didn't want to dump it and I didn't want to, I think that's a lot of it. Just like on the two roads that I did. You don't want to panic.
No. Mm-mm.
You don't want to panic and you don't want to overadjust, you don't want to.
I think if that's your personality to panic.
It is.
If it is, then that's something you definitely gotta
if it is, you
get
gotta
over.
You're gonna have to really think about it or not if you want to really try it.
Go with the flow like you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go with what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome. I'd love to see more lady riders riding. I don't know
Me
about
too.
you.
Me
I
too.
think we tend to get in our heads and think we can't do it when we definitely can. And if it's something you want to do, you definitely should try to do it and
Absolutely.
find somebody that can encourage you to get on two wheels and try it out. And if it doesn't work out, you tried.
That's
But
right.
if it does work out, you're gonna love it.
Yes, and ride with someone that you trust
Yeah.
and that can give you pointers and things, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Exactly.
And you are going to dump your bike. It's going to happen.
Yep.
And,
Just plan on it.
don't be afraid that, like, oh, geez, I can't do this or I can't do that. You got to learn your bike and you got to get comfortable with it.
Exactly.
And I think the more
learn
you
your
do,
bike and get comfortable with it, and not what anybody else says. It's you. You've got to feel that.
yes.
And until you do, you're ready to go.
And you've said so many times too that it's just your ride. You go your pace.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really important too. I think if you're trying to keep up with someone that you're just not really at that level, and if you aren't comfortable with doing that, it's okay to stay back.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep.
no.
Ride your ride.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate it. We do have a Facebook group called Support Bikers. Well, Women of Support Bikers is the name of the group. And I'd love for you guys, if you're a woman out there, to join us. We've got a bunch of awesome ladies in there that can be there right there for you to be able to answer any questions that you have and share your experiences and what you've gone through so that other ladies can see those experiences as well.
Sounds
All right.
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.